Right, here is a car that I think you're going to love. It's a two-seater.
Wicked.
Rear-wheel drive.
Cool.
The engine's also in the back.
Nice.
And it's got scissor doors.
Well, that sounds exotic. I like exotic.
Well, it is a car that turns heads, and importantly, it is electric too.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about now. It's not a supercar. It's a Renault Twizy, isn't it? And you're right, it does turn heads. You get more attention in one of these than you would in any Ferrari. They are, and how can I put this politely, rare looking.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, it's not a car for shy people. It looks more like something from the drunk future. It was actually launched back in 2012 though, but strangely enough, you don't see many around, do you?
Well, I guess that's because it's a bit too funky for us reserved Brits. It's more like a scooter with four wheels than a proper car.
True, and also, we don't have the weather for a car which doesn't have doors.
What are you talking about? It's got those plastic bag things that you can zip into the sides. But yeah, I do get your point.
It is a bit more protected than a motorbike though, both from the rain and in an accident. But importantly, what is it like as an electric vehicle? Because that is the point of it.
Yes, well, it's designed to be used in town. The motor produces just 13 kilowatts, or about 17 brake horsepower, which is about a quarter of the power you'd squeeze out of an average city car.
And consequently, it's quite slow. The top speed is just 50 miles per hour. But it does get up to 30 miles an hour quite quickly, which makes it perfect for city driving. Remember, it doesn't weigh that much, so it doesn't actually need that much power. But crucially, is it fun to drive?
Weirdly, it's an absolute hoot, but not in the traditional sense. It'll squeeze through tiny gaps in traffic, has a weeny turning circle, and it's an absolute doddle to park. It's not quite as good in the city as a motorbike, but actually it's not far off.
And the bonus, you can take a friend along for the ride too.
Well, you can, but you'd need to be friendly, because you don't sit side by side like in a normal car. They kind of have to straddle behind you like on a motorbike, so it's a bit cozy.
Perhaps, although I must say, having driven it on the streets of Paris, it is so much fun. But let's talk about the range of this car, because the battery's tiny compared to a proper EV. Just 6.1 kilowatt hours. The top Nissan Leaf has 10 times that capacity. And it means you get about 50 miles out of a charge, or a bit less in cold weather.
And you know what, 50 miles isn't much, but it's plenty for the average commute. When you get to your destination, you can plug the Twizy into any 3-pin plug and it'll charge in about 3.5 hours.
Really? You can use 3-pin plug?
Yep.
Okay, so it doesn't need a special charger?
Nope. Your filling station is any plug, anywhere. It sounds great, but it actually could be a bit of a pain if you're relying on public chargers, because 3 pins are actually quite rare these days.
Yes, that is true. Although I doubt you're going to want to leave it on the street for too long, as someone might steal all your belongings from inside.
Well, actually, there's not that much to steal, really. The technology is, let's say, sparse. There's no radio, there's not even a heater.
So it's not quite a Tesla then?
Not quite, no. The safety scores aren't great either, but it does actually have an airbag.
Bonus? More than you get on a motorbike, I suppose.
Yes, and it is the cheapest way to buy a new EV, with prices starting at under 7 grand, but you still have to pay a battery rental fee of about 50 quid every month for the rest of the life of the car.
That is a bit of a pain.
It is.
Okay, so what do we think? Do we recommend the Twizy?
Do you know what? It's great fun, and it could work if you need something just to nip around town, but I can't help feeling that it's more suited to warmer climates. After all, you could buy a Renault Zoe used for the same money, which would do most things better and keep you dry when it rains.
But not as many people would notice you.
Do you know what? Some people might think that's a good thing.
Okay, fair enough. You can read more about the available options and models on our full review on electrifying.com, of course. Thank you so much for watching, and do follow us on all the usual social channels. And you can see our various handles on screen now. Hopefully there's one across your face.